here on, I think it's a Tuesday, playing with our 74 Bronco. I got my SD cards filled up, and then my batteries are dead. Somehow I unplugged my charger, so probably should get more than a couple batteries for this. Anyway, I'm gonna get set up. I went over this here yesterday and this morning, got this all 320'd out, and then Scotch-Brite pad. I found a couple little nickers here that will, a couple little nicks that we need to fill. That's so small, I won't worry too much about it. Kind of working this frame, window frame over, and then found a couple spots where it was pitted from rust. Put a little bit of icing in there just to kind of smooth them out a little bit. I think you're gonna see this edge here, even though I think there's a seal that goes over this. I think it's a small side seal and then the fatter side on this. Basically it pinches it, and then our window lip seal comes in here, I think, or it comes to here anyway, but basically you'll kind of see some of that. So I want to try to make it look as nice as possible, and I think I got to come back and weld these two holes up because he's got a different style visor. And then we're just kind of going to Scotch-Brite up in here, because I think we'll just bring color in here somewhere, and then all this will be black or bedline. And then we're wiping some of our guide coat on here, our dry guide coat. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of this quarter panel, and then work it over with some 320, and then just see if there's anything left that we need to primer, any of those spots that we need to fill, anything like that. And yeah, we're just kind of trucking along this Bronco. So quick update this morning, or this afternoon actually, and we'll just keep trucking on this silly Bronco.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes.
I was tripped over that. I gotta cut that thing off there. I used to have a lift, and then somebody's left the thing up that high. I probably tripped over it 30 times. You think I'd cut it off by now, but I haven't. Anyway, we're back here on the 74 Bronco. I didn't record a whole lot yesterday. Basically, my GoPro ran out of battery, and then everybody and their brother, every time I came back here to get started, seems like somebody stopped by and was asking questions and just, I guess, wanted to bullshit. Just one of those days where I didn't get a lot done. I did end up welding this up right here. It was a crack, and I think that this hanging there probably didn't help any, so I ended up like grinding the paint back to there, and I kind of shoved a bunch of icing on there, so we'll kind of fudge it out, not to primer that area. And when I broke through here, I'll probably put a little bit of primer there, but I got these all 320'd out, and then just kind of look them over to see where else I might need to put a little bit of primer. I end up having to weld a little tiny rod in here. I think that door I'll probably have to do the same, so maybe I'll give you a little bit better of a example of what I had, why I had to do that, other than, or how I did that. These were sitting in here like so, and it just was too big of a gap. Basically, it was about twice that, maybe 2.5 times, and it just, they were kind of sitting a little off. So we got them a lot tighter fit and looks a little nicer. When we did this, we had to ream these out to try to get the aftermarket door hinges to fit the aftermarket doors. So, and then we end up kind of bending the doors and stuff a little bit to try to get that thing dialed in. So, and Phil was just here with the burden of bad news, was that now that I got this all painted and ready to paint, I need to, basically, he's got a different set of windshield wipers that go across here. We still utilize these holes, and he wants to keep this, but he's gone back through basically just these screws hole and this one here, and then I think we're gonna leave those. I think we're gonna leave these and then like do these, because there's a big plastic box that goes across there. So, and then our wires go through here like normal. So, and it changes this windshield wiper arm mechanism, Hudakai Chingadera thingy over, and then he was just kind of looking everything over. Basically, we'll paint probably like into here, and then we're going to bedline all this. But I'm going to go back through and smooth out a couple of these. I might smooth these out here. I kind of don't like those. And then smooth out this oddball looking one right here. See, these are kind of small, and the time I paint them, they kind of go away. But that one just gets uglier and uglier. So I already had to do a little bit of body work here. There's a little dinger there that I found, so I got some up in here. But other than that, we're pretty good. I got everything ready to go except for that door. We still need to block this door here. So we'll try to get this ready and then primer those few little spots today. sometimes a day, and yeah, we'll just keep on sanding and playing around with our Bronco. So, wish me luck.
Take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
All right, so we're back here. Got this thing all blocked out, 180'd, and double checking our hinges. They look pretty good. I think I could probably bring like this edge right in here out just a little, open this up just a hair, and then we'll take a file and kind of like square it up. We got a nice gap there that's not too big, so as long as they're both uniform, and like I said, the other door was a huge gap, so I had to fix that, but I think this one's okay. So I'll pop those hinges back off. We'll kind of clean these up and then do a little bit of filler work right there where it's low, and then this door should be ready to 320, and then I've got this spot right here to primer, the spot that we fix here, and then a couple spots where we fix the other door hinge. And then I gotta weld up the windshield, oh, this thing is dirty. Go weld up the windshield frame, and then I should be able to kind of call this wrapped up and dang near ready for paint. So then I'll be on to cleaning, but I'm gonna do a little body work, a little more body work, a little welding, and a little block sanding, and get this thing a little bit closer. So back here on a Friday, still playing with this 74 Bronco. Yesterday we got these little holes welded up. I did a little bit of filler work and then sprayed it with primer, and then came back with some 320 NDA and just buzzed it down. I guide coated it, so looked pretty good. I don't see no big glows. And then most of this gets covered with like a box. It's gonna have the wiper stuff. Where am I? Got boogers or not? I just sneezed like 14 times. Anyway, so I don't know if it's allergies or just Bondo dust or primer dust, probably a little bit of both, honestly. This is all ready to go. We're gonna paint from bottom of this hinge. I'll probably roll this down. I might cover this hinge and then just do an etching primer. I haven't decided. I don't like to put a lot of build on these because, as you can tell, there's a very fine line where that hinge rides over the top of this hinge. So this here is going to roll over the top of that. So you have a very small distance there to put very much material in it, and honestly almost all scratch, and that's just kind of nature of the beast. Unfortunately, when you put this together, you got to roll it forward and then slide a rubber seal down in there, so you're kind of stuck to putting this forward no matter what. The only saving grace is I'll open this up, spray a light coat of sealer in there, then do the body, come back, spray some color in there, and then maybe like one light coat of clear. Those are always kind of a pain. It's kind of nice on the earlier, I think the 66s that are bolted, maybe 67, but later ones they decided to weld them. I got all the rockers. I got my spots on the door where we primed. Got this all blocked out, and it blocked out real nice. So that's good. I'm gonna clean these really good. I need to double check to make sure inside this channel is all Scotch-Brighted really good for paint adhesion, and then we're going to hang those up on our rack here. I always hang the doors here. That works out pretty good for me. And then the fenders, I did the corner of the fenders, and I just kind of ran over all this real quick, and then I ran over all that, just kind of give it a one quick look, and then we're going to clean this place because it is absolutely just trash. So clean this up. Basically, I'm gonna spend the rest of the day. It's like 10 o'clock or so, so I'm gonna spend pretty much the rest of the day getting the 48 off the rack and out, and then kind of moving everything around and just really doing a deep clean, blowing the stuff out with the air hose. I went and picked up a leaf blower from the house, so that moves a lot more air, so we can get hopefully dust all this place out really good. And we'll take a garden hose and we're gonna wash the place out really good, and then tomorrow, the plan is, after everything dries, we'll wash the body off real good today too, rinse it, get all the Bondo dust out from under it, make sure it dries real good, and tomorrow hopefully we'll come back in and get it taped up. So that's the plan. I'm going to keep going. I won't record all that because that ain't that exciting, so I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow when we start taping.
So just stay tuned for the rest of the show.